Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this.
At any rate, tomorrow, before we file taxes, we got a big slate of college basketball. So, as we always do, we like to go through these games and each one of us will pick. So, let's get it cracking. TCU at number 14 ranked Iowa State. Trevor, are these are Ken Palm projections, right? Oh, BetMGM. Okay, we have lines. Lines are out. Perfect. Love it. This is why it actually is good to do a Friday night show, the first Friday night, because we actually have real spreads now instead of just guessing here. So over at BetMGM, Iowa State minus 6.5. To, where do you think this game is going?
And Hilton Magic, man, that place is so hard to play. Taman Lipsy, that's how you pronounce it, correct? Taman. No, he had a vote of mine for midseason top 30 players to watch on the Naismith Award. I mean, he's been that special. He does a little bit of everything. He's big, he's strong. In Iowa State, that place is so difficult to play at. Otzelberger coaches defense. It's hard to score in that joint. That's for sure. Ask any coach in the Big 12, and they'll tell you. So I'm going Iowa State on this one. I actually think they cover.
Okay, yeah, that's going out there. I think that's, to me, is the only question in this game is does Iowa State cover the number? Because if a team like Houston can go in there and struggle, then certainly TCU will do the same. So yeah, I mean, I have Iowa State. I mean, you're giving me 6.5, but I tend to value home court advantage probably more so when we get into February and conference play. So I will agree with T.O. here. I will go Iowa State, and I will lay the 6.5. Kevin, what do you think?
Look, the only thing I'd say is that TCU's been awesome on the road. I mean, one at Baylor in triple overtime, one at Oklahoma State, took Cincinnati to overtime at their place, should have beaten Kansas. Obviously, there was that controversial flagrant one on Ernest Uday. Like, this thing's going to be a street fight. It feels like a lot of points to me. Like, maybe I'm crazy. I'll take TCU. I think they're going to have to find a way to make outside shots. Trey Tennyson's been awesome for them lately.
Yep.
He's got to make some and keep them in the game, just scoring the basketball. But, man, I think TCU is a really feisty team. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they hang around here.
Okay, all right. A little dissension among the ranks here. I like it. We don't need to be like, that's a bad thing. Like when you watch like an NFL broadcast and all the analysts on the show agree on who's going to win, and it just like basically never happens. If that for that team. So yes, I welcome the difference of opinion. All right, moving on. Tennessee minus 3.5 at BetMGM on the road at Texas A&M in College Station. T.O., does Tennessee and the Volunteers, do they have what it takes to cover this number at A&M?
Yeah, I hate picking the favorite twice in a row, but I'm going to. I just think that their offense with Dalton Connect, it's that get out of the way offense. And sometimes guys can have big time games and their defense is going to be good enough. It's the same team as last year that got to what? I think they got the second weekend. It's like I think Tennessee, they win this game, and I think Tennessee could go to the Final Four. Matter of fact, they would be a pick for me to go to the Final Four because it's the same team as last year. They just have offense and probably the most dynamic offensive guard in college basketball in Dalton Connect. So I'm going to go Tennessee. Rocky Top wins. I know you hate to hear that, John.
I do. Most people don't know this about me. My daughter can attend any school, and my soon-to-arrive son can attend any school in America besides the University of Tennessee. I don't care if they can throw whatever scholarship money at us they want. It's a personal thing. She cannot and he cannot go to Tennessee. As far as this game, A&M's playing a little better, man. A&M's won 4 out of 5, and it just kind of feels like a Buzz Williams reminder game. I'm going A&M in the upset. A&M money line. Give it to me. A&M wins the game outright at home. They get it done.
I like Tennessee. I just think the way that Zakai Ziegler has played lately, I mean, he is playing as well as any point guard in the country. And early on, obviously coming off the ACL, I don't think he was fully healthy. Still getting his legs under him. But 13 assists against Kentucky, 2 turnovers, 9 assists against LSU, 17 points, 5 steals. Like, for him to be in that natural supporting role next to a Dalton Connect, like, I just think it makes their offense so much more dynamic. I think they'll find a way to score against A&M. I think they'll take care of the basketball, which is obviously huge against a Buzz team, and they find a way to win and cover on the road.
T.O., like, you kind of looked at me like I'm nuts. Like, would you let, your kids go to South Carolina or North Carolina? I mean, I feel like as a parent, you kind of have to step in and say, I'm not wearing a proud Tar Heel parent. I'm not wearing a proud Gamecock parent. I'm not doing that shit. All right? I'm not wearing proud ball dad. I'm not doing that shit, man. All right?
It would hurt. It would hurt for me for them to go to South Carolina. It would hurt, but I'm sure there's a good major or two that they could pass.
Oh, that's soft. That is so soft of you. Come on. If they're getting scholarship money at South Carolina, they're getting scholarship money pretty much everywhere, right? I mean, there's another spot where you could gently say, "Hey, if you do this, I'm blocking your number. Don't ask me for shit." That's where I'm at. Maybe I'm an awful parent, but that's
off the gravy train.
Off
the gravy train if you do that.
Oh, I can't wait. All right, Auburn at Florida. Auburn -2.5 on the road at the Gators, T.O. How do we feel about this one? Auburn off that, obviously, huge win at home against Alabama.
Hey, you know what? I've kind of been up and down on Florida, but I think this is when they win because the Swamp's a hard place to play when there's a big opponent coming in. They've got shooting. They've got guys who can score. Micah Handlock is a kid who played for me for the Upward Stars a few years ago. Like, Todd Goalden kind of get it together. They've won 4 out of their last 5. I think it's a big chance at home to not only cover but win.
Yeah. It reminds me a little bit of, Bruce Pearl after rivalry games. Like, he is amazing. He's amazing at getting his teams up for those rivalry games. I remember it like it was yesterday. 1-2, Memphis, Tennessee. And the next game, they beat Memphis at number 1, become number 1. The next game they lose at Vandy. It's like there's just an emotional letdown, man, with Bruce Pearl teams. Maybe it's not the case anymore. That was obviously 17 years ago, but I won't forget it. So I agree with you, T.O. I like the Gators here. After, it's just the spot, right? It's the scheduling spot. I'll go with the Gators in the upset as well.
I'm picking Auburn only because I don't think we can sweep the panel with Florida here, right? I agree.
That would be bold.
No, we're not sweeping the panel with Florida. I think Auburn. I picked Auburn to make the Final Four in the preseason. I stand by it. I think they're that good. Only team in the country right now, top 10 offense, top 10 defense on Ken Pom. I just think they have a little bit more composure and pulse to their team than they've had the last couple of years. Like, they can go into these road environments. I don't think they're going to be overwhelmed. Like, I don't think you're not worried about Wendell Green taking a crazy shot or Katie Johnson running too hot. Like, I just think they have the ability to settle down, make smart plays in big moments. And I think Janai Broom's the best player on the floor. Like, he has been so good, truly underrated in my mind among the best players, certainly the best bigs in college basketball. Like, to me, he's an All-American. And I think he finds a way to put up a big performance on the road in Gainesville and lead Auburn to a win.
I would say, Sweeney, I don't disagree with your big picture assessment on Auburn at all. Like, I mean, you see what I say in the group chat. I was arguing with Sean last week about what Auburn has and hasn't done. But if they lose at Florida, like, that's not a loss that prevents them or precludes them from going to the Final Four. It's just one of those Saturdays in college basketball, right? I mean, it's not like it's going to kill them.
Look, I just think the one thing is I think they're hungry. Like, I don't think they've accomplished yet what they want to accomplish, right? They finally got the road win at Ole Miss. That was big. Turn around and beat Alabama. Like, to me, if they win this game, all of a sudden is Auburn one of the best teams in the country. I think they're ready for that challenge. Like, I don't think they're backing away. I think they find a way to bring a really spirited effort and win on the road.
Yeah, I agree. I agree on the stakes. And then finally, before we get to the second half of the weekend preview, Illinois at Michigan State. Obviously, Illinois is in the top 10, yet they are 3.5-point underdogs here at Michigan State. T.O., what do you think?
You know what? Go to Sweeney here because I really got to think about this one. Go to Sweeney.
All right, let's let T.O. really marinate. He is asking for a lifeline, Sweeney.
Yep.
Look, I think this Illinois team is a bad matchup for Michigan State. I think Illinois' ability to put bigger guards on Tyson Walker and A.J. Hoggard can really cause some problems. I thought it did in the first meeting, and I think it will even more so in this one when Terrence Shannon's back. So, look, like I understand the stakes for Michigan State. It's huge. If they don't win this game, they're a true, toss-up bubble team, and it's so important for them to find a way to get a big-time win. I think they'll play well. Like I think Michigan State's going to come out with energy. I just think Illinois is the better team, and I think they find a way to run on the road and get a signature win for Brad Underwood's team.
Yeah, I mean, with the exception of the Baylor game, every time Michigan State has seen a team that metrically rates as well as Illinois, it has not gone well for them. And I think the same is true here. I mean, can Michigan State win the game? Of course. Like they were a top 5 preseason team, but there's no way in hell I'm laying 3.5, for example. I mean, that's gone way too far. So for me, I would just take the 3.5 here. I mean, I know it's a cop out. So I'd say Illinois wins the game. I think they're better. I think their metrics are better, and I think this is a ridiculous number here. I think it's just gone way too far. So Illinois straight up for me. Tia, what do you think?
Michigan State needs this game. They need this game, and they have Tom Izzo. I think I'm going with Michigan State.
Completely defensible. I understand it, But one old adage for me when it comes to games like this and spots like this is if a team has to win, right? And they're probably not very good.
Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.